Zolani last-born Tete was a South African professional boxer who rose from the township of Mdansane in the Eastern Cape to become a two-weight world champion. Born on the 8th of March, 1988, Tete built a reputation as one of South Africa's most talented fighters in the lighter weight divisions. He became an IBF junior bantamweight world champion and later captured the WBO bantamweight world championship. His career was defined by speed, power, resilience, and an unusual ability to overcome difficult circumstances. Sadly, on 21st August 2026, Zolani Tete was fatally shot outside his home in Mdansane at the age of 38. Reports say two masked gunmen attacked him while he was returning home. A 27-year-old woman who was with him was also shot and hospitalized. Bad left hook. His death brought a sudden and tragic end to the life of a boxer who had been preparing for a comeback. Childhood and early life. Zolani Tete was born and raised in Mdansane, near East London in South Africa's Eastern Cape. He grew up in a large family. His father was a pastor, and his immediate family included his parents, two sisters, and his brother, Professor Tete, according to the Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality. Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality. Tete later spoke about growing up in Mdansane and the difficulties he experienced as a child. He was bullied at school because of his small physical size. Instead of allowing those experiences to break him, they eventually helped lead him toward boxing. His brother was also involved in boxing, and the two brothers began training together when Zolani was about 8 years old. Tete recalled that they sometimes secretly went to the gym after school because their mother did not initially want them boxing. Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality. The gym eventually became much more than a place to learn how to fight. It became the place where Tete discovered his confidence and his future. Discovering boxing, Tete did not initially start boxing because he dreamed of becoming a world champion. He started because he and his brother were being bullied. After learning how to defend himself, his attitude and confidence changed. He eventually realized that boxing could give him an opportunity to build a better life for himself and his family. He also looked up to successful South African boxers such as Vuyani Bungu and Welcome Nchita, who came from the same general area. Queensberry. Tete later claimed that he competed in more than 400 amateur contests, losing only 3, although detailed records for all of those amateur bouts are not publicly available. He said he won 3 national gold medals and a bronze at African zonal level. WWBO. His amateur experience gave him an impressive foundation before he entered professional boxing. Turning professional, Tete became a professional boxer in 2006 at just 18 years old. His professional debut came on 27 May 2006 when he defeated Andile Solani in Mdansane. Wikipedia. He quickly developed a reputation as a dangerous southpaw. His early career included several victories by stoppage, demonstrating the punching power that would eventually make him a world champion. He won his first 7 professional fights before defeating Vicky Tuhumel in September 2007 to claim the vacant WBF flyweight title. Wikipedia. The first major setback. Although Tate's career started brilliantly, it was not without difficulties. In 2008, he experienced a serious health episode when he collapsed at home and suffered convulsions and temporary loss of consciousness. He was hospitalized and underwent several days of testing. Contemporary boxing records state that doctors did not establish a definite cause for the episode. Because of the resulting inactivity, Tete was forced to relinquish his WBF title, but he was eventually cleared to return to boxing. BoxRec. This was one of the early moments when Tete's resilience was tested. Fighting for a world championship. Tete continued building his professional record. In 2010, he challenged fellow South African champion Mourning Mthalane for the IBF flyweight championship. Tete lost by technical knockout in the 5th round. It was his first major world title defeat, but it did not end his ambitions. He continued fighting and eventually moved into the junior bantamweight division. Becoming a world champion. After several important victories, Tete received another world title opportunity. On July 18, 2014, he faced Japan's Teru Kinoshita for the vacant IBF Junior Bantamweight Championship. Ted won the fight by unanimous decision. At 26 years old, he had finally achieved the dream he had been working toward since his childhood. Zolani Tete was a world champion, World Boxing Association. He successfully defended the title against Paul Butler in March 2015, stopping Butler in the 8th round. World Boxing Association. Tate later vacated the IBF title as his career moved in a different direction. The rise continues. Tate continued competing successfully at the highest level. Among his notable victories was his 2013 knockout of former champion Juan Carlos Sanchez Jr. in Mexico. He also defeated fighters including Jose Santos Gonzalez, Victor Ruiz, Yetur Oliva, and Paul Butler. His career was becoming increasingly international, with Tete fighting in South Africa, England, Mexico, and elsewhere. The historic 11-second knockout. One of the greatest moments of Tate's career came on the 18th of November, 2017. Ted was defending the WBO Bantamweight Championship against fellow South African Siboniso Gonya at the SSE Arena in Belfast. The fight lasted only 11 seconds. Tate landed a devastating left hand, and Gonya was unable to continue. The victory made Tate famous around the world because it became recognized as the fastest knockout in a world title fight. Wikipedia. It was an extraordinary achievement. 11 seconds. That single moment became one of the defining images of Tate's career. WBO Bantamweight champion. Tate continued to establish himself as one of the world's leading bantamweights. In April 2018, he successfully defended his WBO title against the experienced Argentine fighter Omar Andres Narvaez, winning by unanimous decision. Later that year, he defeated Mikhail Aloyan by unanimous decision in Russia. These victories demonstrated that Tete was not simply a knockout artist. He could also box strategically over 12 rounds. He had speed, reach, accuracy, and the ability to fight from the southpaw stance. The World Boxing Super Series. Tate also participated in the World Boxing Super Series, one of the most prestigious tournaments in boxing. His quarterfinal opponent was Mikhail Aloyan. Tete defeated Aloyan by unanimous decision and advanced in the tournament. However, his journey ultimately ended when he faced John Riel Casimero. Lost to John Riel Casimero. On November 30th, 2019, Tate defended his WBO Bantamweight Championship against Filipino fighter John Riel Casimero in Birmingham, England. Casimero stopped Tete in the 3rd round. It was a major defeat for the South African champion and ended his reign as WBO Bantamweight champion. Wikipedia. Tete had suffered another setback, but he continued his career. His final years in boxing. Tate returned to the ring in December 2021 and stopped Idi Kayumba in the 1st round. Then on July 2nd, 2022, he faced British boxer Jason Cunningham at Wembley Arena. Tate originally won by 4th round knockout. However, the result was later changed to a no contest after Tete failed a drug test for the prohibited substance stanozolol. Wikipedia. In 2023, he received a 4-year anti-doping ban. The ban was scheduled to expire in July 2026. Wikipedia. That meant Tate's boxing career had a complicated final chapter, but he reportedly remained determined to return. Preparing for a comeback. After his suspension ended, Tate was preparing to return to professional boxing. Reports say he had been planning a comeback fight for later in 2026. The comeback was supposed to give the former champion another opportunity to show what remained of the fighter who had once ruled the bantamweight division. Instead, tragedy intervened. The final night. On Friday, 21st August 2026, Tate returned to his home area of Mdantsane. According to reports, he was outside his home at approximately 6:30 p.m. when he was attacked by 2 masked gunmen. He was reportedly waiting for his gate to open when the attackers approached. Tate attempted to drive into his property to escape the attack. However, he was struck by gunfire and died at the scene. A 27-year-old woman who was with him was also shot and was taken to hospital. The Sun. The circumstances surrounding the shooting remained under investigation in the immediate aftermath of his death. Zolani Tete's professional record. Tete finished his professional career with a record of 34 professional bouts, 29 victories, 22 victories by knockout, 4 defeats, 1 no contest. He fought across several weight classes, including flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, and super bantamweight. Wikipedia. He became a 2-division world champion, winning IBF Junior Bantamweight World Championship, WBO Bantamweight World Championship. His 11-second knockout of Sibaniso Gonya became one of the fastest championship knockouts in boxing history. Wikipedia. Lanier. His style Tate stood around 1.75 meters tall with a reach of approximately 1.83 meters.